Alright guys, it's the MBKFA 2022 Nally Rally Grinnell Tournament. We're out here in the Delta. We're going to see if we can catch 3 big grinnell. Stay with me and see how it goes. So this tournament was named after Randy Nally, the gentleman who won the first one last year. It used to be called the Close Quarters Brawl, but Randy passed away last year, and in honor of him, it was renamed the Nally Rally. Opening up the day with the top order, it's the World Pop 69 from Shimano. I'm focusing my attention on the grass cover on the edges here, thinking that there might be some bass or a bowfin hanging out, and that's what we're going to focus on early, and then we're going to move into the trees and then other places later on as the sun comes up. Notice that fish hit while I was making a paddle stroke, so it's possible that flash boost sheet in there was flashing and it made it strike.
Well,
this next section is going to be a sped up version of me paddling across the lake to hit another grass bank. So this little slip in here has grass on both sides. It's just a flat that's a couple feet deep. And we're going to hopefully catch a bowfin in here because the water seems to get stagnant towards the back. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to spook an alligator here in this next section. Look at the bubbles and tell me what you think it is. That's one more look at it from the GoPro footage. I'm pretty sure that was an alligator. I've been noticing water boils from fish swimming away whenever I get too close to them on the grass edge. So I'm going to switch to this chatterbait and try to parallel this grass line and just try to get as close as I can and hope that any of those fish that are on that grass edge will come out and strike it.
One bass.
Paddling back towards the beginning of the lake, and there is a small little slip in the grass where you can, if you follow it back there, it opens up into a creek that goes back a decent little ways before it dead ends. It looks like a very grinnelly spot, so that's where I'm headed. And these are the types of places that kayaks are perfect for. If you had a large boat, you'd have a time getting through here because it's so shallow and I'm going over logs and things. But a kayak is just perfect for it. I'm still trying to slow crawl that chatterbait big blade with a Zaco trailer in hopes that if there's a big bowfin in this little canal that he will just hop out and chomp on it.
Back here. Oh yeah, we got bait fish, skittering. I think we may be onto something. All right, so have not got any solid confirmed grinnel yet.
Alright, I've thrown that chatterbait for a while with no sniffs and no bites, so now I'm switching over to a Zoom lizard with a chartreuse tail dipped in JJ's magic.
Kind of purple with a chartreuse tail. All we're going to do is just slow drag it in.
As I round this corner of this tree, I'm going to slow this clip down and see if you can make out what jumps from the bank to the water. At the time I thought it was a snake and I was waiting for it to surface, but it was not a snake. Did you catch it? That was 2 frogs, a small one and a large one.
I'd rather not catch a bass, but okay. In the grinnel tournament, catch it. Bye, little fella.
So that bass was caught on that Zoom lizard, just slowly crawling it. And I'm just trying to slowly crawl it some more out in the middle and see if I can get a bowfin.
Something different. I'm just going to slowly reel it.
Alright, that's the one we need. That's an over 20-inch bowfin.
Oh my God.
That is the type of stuff that cannot happen to you in a tournament if you expect to win. But that's just the nature of the game. I probably could have netted that fish quicker as soon as I got it boat side, but my net was on the right side of the kayak and I have to reach across my body to get it. I should have had the net on the left side so I could have reached it with my left hand and scooped that fish up. That was my mistake. It's about 10 o'clock. It's starting to get really hot. 10 o'clock in July is not fun. Let's move to another spot where there's more shade.
This is stop number 2 on my Nally Rally adventure. I moved into a small creek to kind of get in the shade a little bit. The water's a lot cooler here. Let's see what happens now. I've only gotten 3 little bass so far. No grinnel.
So right here I'm trying to decide if I should drag over this downed tree or not, but on that left bank on the trees I see some posted no trespassing signs, so I would have to DQ myself from the tournament if I did. So I decided to turn around in this spot and not go any further. By this point in the day it's after 12 o'clock. I believe it's closer to about 12:20 or 12:30. I do not have any bowfin or grinnell in the boat yet landed, none on the scoreboard, so I'm starting to get pretty desperate. There's still 5 hours in this tournament, but I just don't know if I can make it that long. Even being in this shaded creek, I'm still starting to get really hot, and I know the end is near for me, so I need to go ahead and get some fish on the board if I can. So I've now launched for the third time today. I've decided to fish another little lake. It's got some standing trees in it. I know where the water is kind of stagnant in the back of this lake. I've been here before. I have caught bowfin or grinnell here. I know they're here. It's just, do I have the time and the patience to catch them? I'm planning to throw that Zoom lizard and just slow crawl it on the bottom and see if I can get bit. I'm getting a thump. What is it? Let's see. Is it a bowfin? That is most certainly not a bowfin, but I set the hook on it like it was. So a little spotted gar, probably 14 or 15 inches long, and he had the lizard in his mouth, and I guess when I set the hook, the line wrapped around his teeth 2 or 3 times, and that's the state he's in. So I've got to take my pliers and try to unravel the line from around his teeth and hope that he didn't fray it up too bad, or I'm going to have to retie it.
Alright, maybe he'll make it.
Would have had a photo of this little guy, but he jumped away before I could get to it,
Well,
and didn't even say bye. So I thought this was pretty cool, and I wanted to make sure I included it. Look to the left of those trees in the water and see if you can spot the anhinga bird that is perched on the stick-ups. He's got his wings out, drying them off, and whenever I paddle, he's going to fly away. So were you able to see it? So this is me paddling back to the launch, hanging my head in shame, and my hat's in the way and you can't see it, but to my right, about a 30-inch grinnell or bowfin comes up and takes a gulp of air and goes back down. So just rubbing it in my face.
Nally Rally 22. No grinnell. I've caught 4 bass and a gar.
So even though this tournament did not go quite as I had hoped, I still had a good time, and despite the heat, I was still able to catch a few decent little fish. And I seen some cool sights, the anhinga, the frogs, the whatever made those bubbles.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you did. Thank you for watching.